Welcome, dear soul, to this sacred journey into the ocean of forgotten fears, where tonight you will discover something truly extraordinary. If you stay with me through this gentle voyage, you will find yourself in a place where every doubt that has ever held you back simply dissolves like salt in warm water, where every fear that has whispered limitations into your ear is carried away by waves of infinite possibility. This is not just another sleep story. This is your personal gateway to releasing everything that no longer serves you and opening your heart to receive all that you have been meant to manifest. By the time this journey ends, you will have left behind the old version of yourself that believed in scarcity, that feared unworthiness, that questioned whether your dreams could truly become reality. So settle in deeply now, because tonight you are going to meet the most empowered, fearless, and deserving version of yourself, and you are going to fall asleep knowing that your desires are not just possible, they are inevitable. As you begin to relax into this moment, imagine yourself standing on the shore of an endless ocean, but this is no ordinary body of water. This is the ocean of forgotten fears, a mystical realm that exists between the conscious and unconscious mind, where the water itself has the power to dissolve any limiting belief, any self-doubt, any fear that has ever convinced you that you are less than magnificent. The sand beneath your feet is soft and warm, made of countless grains that sparkle like crushed diamonds in the gentle light of a setting sun. Each grain represents a moment of courage, a choice you have made to believe in yourself, a step you have taken toward your dreams despite uncertainty. You can feel the warmth of this magical sand seeping through your body, and as it does, you begin to remember that you are far more powerful than any fear has ever told you. The waves before you move with a rhythm that seems to match your heartbeat, slow and steady and perfectly attuned to your body's natural state of peace. These are not ordinary waves, but waves of pure divine energy, each one carrying away something that no longer belongs in your reality. As the first gentle wave reaches your toes, you feel a tingling sensation, warm and comforting, and you notice that the water is the most beautiful color you have ever seen, shifting between deep turquoise and shimmering silver, sometimes catching hints of gold that dance like liquid sunlight across its surface. This water holds within it the power of 1,000 healing springs, the wisdom of ancient oceans, and the infinite love of the universe itself. As you stand here on the sacred shore, you begin to understand that every fear you have ever carried was never truly yours to begin with. It was handed down through generations, whispered by a world that forgot its own magic, learned from experiences that were meant to teach you strength but instead taught you to shrink. But here, in this place between sleeping and waking, between the old you and the new you, those fears have no power whatsoever. They are like shadows that disappear the moment you turn toward the light, and the light you are turning toward now is the brilliant radiance of your own unlimited potential. You take your first step into the water, and immediately you feel a sensation unlike anything you have ever experienced. The water is neither hot nor cold but perfectly matched to your body temperature, as if it recognizes you, as if it has been waiting for you to arrive at this moment your entire life. As the water swirls around your ankles, you feel something remarkable happening. Every doubt about your worthiness, every question about whether you deserve the love you seek, every whisper that you are not enough begins to dissolve and flow away from you like ink disappearing in clear water. You watch and wonder as these old beliefs take on visible form, appearing as dark wisps that the ocean current carries away effortlessly, taking them far beyond the horizon where they can never return to trouble you again. With each step you take deeper into this healing water, you feel your body becoming lighter, not just physically but emotionally and spiritually as well. The weight of limiting beliefs that you have carried for so long, perhaps so long that you forgot you were carrying them, begins to lift from your shoulders, from your chest, from the very center of your being. You realize that you have been walking through life with a heavy backpack filled with other people's fears, other people's definitions of what is possible, other people's small dreams, and now, finally, you are setting that burden down and letting the ocean carry it away forever. As you move deeper into the water, now up to your waist, you notice that your breath has become slower, deeper, more connected to the rhythm of the waves. Each inhale brings in pure possibility, pure potential, pure love. Each exhale releases another layer of limitation, another old story about why your dreams might not come true, another reason you once believed you had to settle for less than your heart truly desires. The water around you begins to glow more brightly, as if responding to your willingness to let go, as if celebrating your courage to step into this place of transformation. You pause for a moment and look back at the shore you came from, and you see that your footprints in the sand are now glowing with the same golden light as the water. Each step you took to get here represents a choice to believe in something greater than your fears, a decision to trust in the magnificent life that awaits you. Looking at these glowing footprints, you understand with perfect clarity that you have never been broken, you have never been less than whole, you have never been anything other than a divine being temporarily forgetting your own divinity. Every challenge you have faced, every disappointment you have experienced, every moment you felt lost or uncertain was simply preparing you for this moment of remembering who you truly are. As you continue moving deeper into the ocean, the water now reaching your chest, you feel your heart opening in ways you may have forgotten were possible. Old walls that you built to protect yourself from hurt begin to dissolve, and you realize that you no longer need those walls because you are no longer the person who could be hurt in those old ways. You are becoming someone who knows their own worth so deeply that the opinions of others can no longer shake your foundation. You are becoming someone who understands their own power so completely that the fear of failure loses all meaning. You are becoming someone who feels their connection to the universe so strongly that the illusion of scarcity can no longer deceive you. The water continues to work its magic, and you notice that as each old fear dissolves away, it is immediately replaced by something beautiful. Where once lived the fear of not being enough, now blooms an unshakable knowing of your infinite worth. Where once lived the fear of being rejected, now grows an understanding that the right people, opportunities, and experiences are drawn to you like metal to a magnet. Where once lived the fear of failure, now flourishes an excitement about all the magnificent possibilities that await you. The ocean is not just taking away the old, it is simultaneously filling you with the new, upgrading every limiting belief to an empowering truth, transforming every fear into faith. You realize that the water has now reached your shoulders, and you feel so completely supported, so perfectly held by this mystical ocean that you could float here forever in perfect peace. But you sense that the deepest healing awaits you if you are willing to go deeper still, to fully immerse yourself in this transformative experience. As you prepare to take the final step that will bring the healing water up to your neck, you set a clear intention that everything you no longer need will be washed away completely, and everything you do need will be magnetized to you with effortless ease. With that intention held clearly in your heart, you take the step, and as the water surrounds your neck and approaches your chin, you feel the last vestiges of your old identity beginning to dissolve. The person you were when you first stepped into this ocean, the person who believed in limitations and feared unworthiness, is gently being washed away, making space for the person you were always meant to become. This process feels so natural, so right, so perfectly aligned with your soul's deepest knowing that you wonder why you ever waited so long to allow this transformation to occur. As the water reaches your chin, you tilt your head back slightly and gaze up at the sky above you. The stars are beginning to appear, and each one seems to be twinkling just for you, a cosmic celebration of your willingness to release the old and embrace the new. You notice that some of these stars seem to be forming patterns that look remarkably like the dreams you hold most dear. There is the constellation of perfect love, the star cluster of abundant prosperity, the bright formation of radiant health, the shimmering design of creative fulfillment. The universe itself is showing you a preview of what awaits you now that you have cleared away everything that was blocking these blessings from reaching you. With a deep breath of complete trust, you allow yourself to slip beneath the surface of this magical ocean, and immediately you discover that you can breathe perfectly underwater, as if the water itself is alive and providing you with everything you need. This is the deepest level of the transformation, where the very core of your being is washed clean of every doubt, every fear, every limiting belief that has ever convinced you that your dreams were too big or you were too small. As you float here in this underwater realm of infinite possibility, you feel old patterns of thought being gently pulled away from your mind like seaweed being carried away by a current. Here in this underwater sanctuary, you begin to see visions of your life as it is unfolding now that all obstacles have been removed. You see yourself waking up each morning with excitement about the day ahead, knowing that every moment brings new opportunities to experience joy, love, abundance, and fulfillment. You see yourself moving through your days with confidence and grace, no longer second-guessing your choices or dimming your light to make others comfortable. You see yourself attracting experiences, people, and opportunities that perfectly align with your highest good, as if the universe has reorganized itself around your newly expanded sense of what is possible. As these visions continue to unfold before you, you realize that they are not fantasies or wishful thinking, but previews of your actual reality now that you have cleared away everything that was preventing these experiences from manifesting. The ocean around you seems to pulse with confirmation, each gentle movement of the water affirming that what you are seeing is not just possible but inevitable. You understand now that manifestation was never about forcing or struggling or convincing the universe to give you what you want. It was always about removing the barriers within yourself that were blocking the flow of what was already trying to reach you. In this place of perfect clarity, you begin to understand the true nature of your relationship with the universe. You see that you are not separate from the creative force that shapes reality, but an integral part of it. Your thoughts and feelings and beliefs are not small, personal things, but powerful tools of creation that the universe uses to shape your experience. When you think thoughts of limitation and fear, the universe faithfully creates experiences that match those vibrations. When you think thoughts of possibility and love, the universe just as faithfully creates experiences that match those higher frequencies. The ocean around you seems to whisper this truth into every cell of your being, ensuring that you will never forget this fundamental law of creation. As you continue to float in this healing space, you notice that the water around you is beginning to change color, shifting from the turquoise and silver and gold to a pure, radiant white light that seems to contain all colors and no colors simultaneously. This light is the essence of pure potential, the raw material from which all manifestations are born. As this light surrounds you and flows through you, you feel your entire being reprogrammed at the deepest level. Every cell in your body is receiving new information, new instructions about what is possible for you. Your nervous system is being rewired to expect good things, to attract abundance, to magnetize love, to create success with ease. The light continues to intensify, but rather than becoming overwhelming, it becomes more and more comforting, like being wrapped in the softest blanket of pure love. You realize that this light is not separate from you but is the very essence of who you truly are. Beneath all the fears and doubts and limiting beliefs that you have now released, this radiant light of infinite potential has always been your true nature. You are not a small, limited human being learning to manifest. You are a powerful creator temporarily playing the role of a human being, and now you are remembering your true identity. As this remembering deepens, you begin to feel yourself becoming one with the ocean itself. The boundary between where you end and the water starts to dissolve, and you realize that you are not separate from this healing force but are both the one being healed and the force doing the healing. This recognition brings with it a profound sense of empowerment and peace. You understand that you have never been at the mercy of circumstances or other people or random events. You have always been the conscious creator of your experience, and now that you remember this truth, you can create anything you desire with the same natural ease with which the ocean creates waves. From this place of expanded awareness, you begin to set new intentions for your life, but these intentions feel different from any you have set before. They do not come from a place of lack or desperation or trying to fix something that is wrong. Instead, they emerge from a place of joy and excitement and knowing that you deserve every good thing you can imagine. You feel a deep desire to experience yourself as completely loved, and immediately you feel the universe responding, arranging circumstances and encounters that will reflect this love back to you in countless ways. You feel a longing to share your unique gifts with the world, and instantly you sense new opportunities beginning to form that will allow your talents to be seen and appreciated and compensated generously. You think about the area of your life where you most desire to see positive change, and rather than feeling the old familiar anxiety about whether change is possible, you feel only excitement about how delightfully the universe will surprise you with the ways it brings this change about. The fear that change might be too difficult or take too long has been completely washed away, replaced by a knowing that the universe loves to exceed your expectations and deliver your desires in ways that are even better than what you originally imagined. You feel yourself smiling as you contemplate all the wonderful surprises that await you. As you float here in the space between sleeping and waking, between the old you and the new you, you begin to notice that your body is feeling wonderfully heavy and relaxed. The healing work of the ocean is nearly complete, and soon it will be time to emerge from these mystical waters as the fully empowered being you were always meant to be. But for now, you simply allow yourself to rest here in this perfect state of peace and possibility, letting every remaining trace of limitation be carried away by the gentle current, letting every dream you have ever held be infused with the certain knowing that it is already on its way to you. The water around you continues to support you effortlessly, and you realize that this is how the universe supports you always, even when you are not consciously aware of it. Just as the ocean holds you now without you having to do anything to earn or maintain that support, the universe holds you always, constantly working on your behalf, constantly arranging circumstances and synchronicities that serve your highest good. The difference now is that you will be aware of this support and able to receive it fully because you have released the beliefs that once convinced you that you had to struggle alone or that good things were for other people but not for you. As you rest here in this perfect state of receptivity, you begin to feel yourself naturally starting to drift toward the surface, but you notice that you are no longer the same person who descended into these waters. Something fundamental has shifted in your very essence. Where once you carried the energy of doubt, you now carry the frequency of faith. Where once you vibrated with scarcity, you now resonate with abundance. Where once you moved through life with the heavy step of limitation, you now float with the lightness of infinite possibility. This transformation is not temporary or conditional. It is a permanent upgrade to your operating system, a complete rewiring of how you interface with reality. As your head breaks through the surface of the water and you take your first breath of air as this new version of yourself, you feel an incredible surge of gratitude for this journey you have taken. You look around and realize that even the ocean itself looks different now. The water is more brilliant, the sky more vast, the horizon more inviting. But you understand that it is not the external world that has changed, it is your perception that has been transformed. You are now seeing reality through the eyes of someone who knows they are worthy of love, deserving of abundance, and capable of creating whatever they desire. As you begin to make your way back toward the shore, you notice that the water seems to be carrying you, supporting each step you take with gentle currents that move in perfect coordination with your movement. This is how life will be for you now, you realize. Instead of fighting against circumstances or forcing outcomes, you will find yourself flowing with the natural current of good that is always moving in your direction. Opportunities will seem to arise effortlessly, relationships will unfold with ease, and abundance will flow to you through paths you never even considered possible. With each step that brings you closer to the shore, you feel the integration of this transformation deepening. The new beliefs about what is possible for you are not just intellectual concepts but felt experiences that have been encoded into your cellular memory. Your body now knows at the deepest level that you are safe to dream big, safe to want more, safe to expect miracles as a natural part of your daily experience. Your nervous system has been recalibrated to expect positive outcomes, to attract supportive people, to magnetize opportunities that align perfectly with your desires and values. As your feet touch the sand of the shore, you pause for a moment to fully appreciate the magnitude of what has just occurred. You have literally been reborn in the waters of infinite possibility. The person who entered this ocean was carrying the weight of generations of limiting beliefs, family patterns of lack and struggle, collective agreements about how hard life has to be. The person emerging from these healing waters is free from all of that inherited programming and is now operating from their own direct connection to the source of all creation. You look down at your hands and notice that they seem to be glowing with a soft, golden light. This is the light of your own creative power, now fully activated and ready to shape reality according to your highest vision. These hands will now touch everything in your life with the energy of transformation. Relationships that have been stagnant will suddenly begin to flourish. Work that has felt draining will either transform into something joyful or you will be guided to new opportunities that fulfill and excite you. Money that has been scarce will begin to flow to you from expected and unexpected sources as the universe responds to your new frequency of abundance. As you walk up the beach, you notice that with each step, flowers begin to bloom in the sand where your feet touch. These are not ordinary flowers but manifestation flowers, each bloom representing a desire that is now taking root in physical reality. Some of the flowers you recognize as dreams you have held for years, now finally free to blossom without the shadow of doubt to block their growth. Other flowers are new desires that are emerging from your expanded sense of what is possible, dreams that you never dared to dream when you believed in limitations but that now feel natural and inevitable. You find yourself walking toward a beautiful pavilion that has appeared at the top of the beach, as if the universe has created this space specifically for you to rest and integrate the transformation you have just experienced. The pavilion is made of white silk that glows softly in the light of the now fully visible stars, and inside you can see comfortable cushions and soft blankets that seem to be calling you to come and rest. As you approach this sacred space, you feel an overwhelming sense of homecoming, as if you have finally arrived at the place you have been searching for your entire life. Settling into the soft comfort of the pavilion, you wrap yourself in a blanket that feels like it is made of condensed starlight, warm and weightless and filled with the energy of wishes coming true. From this vantage point, you can see the ocean that has just transformed your entire reality, its surface now calm and reflecting the stars like a mirror made of liquid diamonds. You understand that this ocean will always be here for you, that whenever you need to release something that no longer serves you or whenever you want to remember your true power, you can return to this place in your mind and heart and experience the same profound healing and renewal. As you rest here in the space between the miraculous and the everyday, between the mystical and the practical, you begin to feel a gentle drowsiness settling over you. Your body is ready to sleep, but this will not be ordinary sleep. This will be manifestation sleep, during which your subconscious mind will continue the process of aligning your inner reality with your highest desires. As you sleep, your dreams will be filled with visions of your life as it is now unfolding, and when you wake, you will find that the external world has already begun shifting to match the internal transformation you have experienced. You allow your eyes to close, knowing that you are completely safe and perfectly supported. The universe itself is tucking you in, surrounding you with love and protection and the absolute certainty that everything you need is already on its way to you. As sleep begins to take you, you feel one final wave from the ocean of forgotten fears washing over you, carrying away any last whispers of the old limitations and filling you completely with the knowing that you are worthy, you are powerful, you are loved beyond measure, and your dreams are not just possible but guaranteed to unfold in perfect divine timing. As you drift deeper into sleep, you feel yourself floating once again, but now you are floating in the infinite ocean of pure potential, where every dream exists in perfect form, simply waiting for your belief to call it into physical reality. In this space of unlimited possibility, you begin to see the threads of connection that link your desires to their physical manifestation, like golden streams of light that flow from your heart directly to the experiences that await you in your waking life. Each thread pulses with the rhythm of certainty, carrying your intentions across the bridge between the invisible and the visible, between the dreamed and the experienced, between the hoped for and the lived. You notice that some of these golden threads are already thick and strong, representing desires that you have held with unwavering faith and that are now very close to materializing in your physical reality. Other threads are just beginning to form, newly strengthened by the clearing work you have done tonight in the ocean of forgotten fears. As you watch these threads of manifestation growing stronger and brighter, you feel a deep sense of peace about the timing of your desires. You understand now that everything comes to you at the perfect moment, not a moment too early or too late, but exactly when you are ready to receive it fully and completely. In this floating space between sleep and manifestation, you begin to receive visions of yourself living your fully realized life. You see yourself waking each morning with a smile that comes from deep within, the smile of someone who knows they are exactly where they are meant to be, doing exactly what brings them joy, surrounded by exactly the people who appreciate and celebrate their authentic self. You see yourself moving through your days with a grace and confidence that draws positive experiences to you like a magnet draws iron, effortlessly and naturally and without any struggle or force required. You witness yourself in moments of pure creative flow, whether that creativity expresses itself through your work, your relationships, your artistic pursuits, or simply in the way you live each ordinary moment as an extraordinary opportunity to experience joy. In these visions, you see that your relationship with money has completely transformed from one of anxiety and scarcity to one of gratitude and flow. Money comes to you easily and frequently, not because you chase after it or stress about it, but because you have aligned yourself with the energy of abundance that is the natural state of the universe. The visions continue to unfold, showing you experiencing love in all its forms with an open heart that no longer fears rejection or abandonment because it knows its own worth too deeply to be shaken by external circumstances. You see yourself attracting relationships that honor and support your highest self, friendships that inspire and uplift you, romantic love that celebrates your wholeness rather than trying to complete you, professional relationships that value your unique contributions and compensate you generously for sharing your gifts with the world. As these beautiful scenes continue to play before your inner vision, you realize that you are not watching fantasies or wishful thinking, but actual previews of your unfolding reality. The universe is showing you these visions now to prepare you for what is coming, to help you recognize these experiences as they begin to appear in your physical world, and to ensure that you receive them with the confidence of someone who knows they deserve every blessing that flows to them. You feel yourself sinking even deeper into this state of perfect receptivity, and as you do, you notice that the ocean around you has become perfectly still, like a mirror made of liquid starlight that reflects not your current physical form but your truest, most empowered self. In this reflection, you see someone who radiates confidence without arrogance, abundance without guilt, love without neediness, power without force. This is who you are becoming, who you have always been beneath the layers of conditioning and fear that you have now released forever. The reflection in the water begins to speak to you, and you recognize the voice as your own highest self, the aspect of you that has never forgotten your divine nature and unlimited potential. This wise aspect of yourself tells you that every experience you have ever had, even the difficult ones, even the ones that seem to confirm your worst fears about yourself and the world, were actually preparing you for this moment of awakening. Every rejection taught you to value your own approval above all others. Every financial struggle taught you to appreciate abundance when it flows to you. Every moment of loneliness taught you to love your own company and never settle for relationships that diminish your light. Your highest self continues to share wisdom with you, explaining that the fears you released in the ocean of forgotten fears were never your enemies but were actually protective mechanisms that served their purpose for a time but are no longer needed now that you have developed your true strength. Just as a butterfly no longer needs the cocoon that once sheltered its transformation, you no longer need the fears that once protected you from disappointment by keeping your dreams small. You have grown beyond the need for such protection because you now know that you are resilient enough to handle any outcome and powerful enough to create the outcomes you prefer. As this profound conversation with your highest self continues, you feel every cell in your body integrating these truths at the deepest level. Your nervous system is learning a new baseline of calm confidence. Your heart is expanding to accommodate greater levels of love and joy than you ever imagined possible. Your mind is rewiring itself to default to thoughts of possibility rather than limitation, opportunity rather than obstacle, gratitude rather than complaint. This integration is happening effortlessly as you rest, requiring no effort or concentration on your part, simply your willingness to receive these upgrades to your inner operating system. The water around you begins to glow even more brightly, and you realize that this increased luminosity is a reflection of the light that is now emanating from within you. As your frequency rises to match your true nature, the universe begins to respond by aligning circumstances in your favor. Somewhere in the world, people who will become important allies in your success are being guided toward opportunities to meet you. Situations that will serve your highest good are being arranged by invisible hands. Resources that you will need to manifest your dreams are being freed up to flow in your direction. You understand now that manifestation is not about convincing the universe to give you what you want, but about removing the static that prevents you from receiving what the universe is constantly trying to deliver to you. Tonight, in the ocean of forgotten fears, you have cleared away that static completely. The radio of your consciousness is now perfectly tuned to the frequency of miracles, synchronicities, and delightful surprises. You will wake tomorrow with new eyes that see opportunities everywhere, with a new heart that feels worthy of love in all its forms, with a new mind that thinks in terms of infinite possibility rather than finite limitation. In this deep state of relaxation and receptivity, you begin to notice subtle shifts happening in your energy field, as if your entire vibrational signature is being upgraded to match the frequency of your highest dreams. Old patterns of thought that used to loop through your mind automatically are being dissolved and replaced with new, empowering thought patterns that support your success, happiness, and fulfillment. These new thought patterns feel so natural and right that it's as if they have always been a part of you, waiting for this moment of awakening to fully activate. You feel a gentle current in the water guiding you to float on your back, completely supported by this ocean of transformation. As you gaze up at the infinite expanse of stars above you, you realize that each star represents not just a distant sun but a possibility, a potential future, a dream waiting to be claimed. The entire cosmos is reflecting back to you the vastness of your own potential, reminding you that there are no limits to what you can create, experience, and become in this lifetime and beyond. As you float here between the earthly and the divine, between the human and the infinite, you begin to understand that sleep itself is a sacred act of creation. Every night when you surrender to sleep, you are returning to the source of all creation, reconnecting with the field of pure potential from which all manifestations arise. Tonight, this understanding adds a new dimension to your sleep experience. You are not simply resting your body and mind, you are actively participating in the creation of your new reality, allowing your subconscious mind to work in partnership with the universe to bring your dreams into physical form. The stars above you seem to be pulsing with gentle light, and you realize that they are in rhythm with your own heartbeat, as if the entire universe is synchronized with your being. This cosmic synchronization feels deeply comforting and profoundly empowering. You are not a small, insignificant being in a vast, indifferent universe. You are an integral part of the universal consciousness, a co-creator with the divine, a beloved child of the cosmos who is cherished and supported in ways that exceed your ability to fully comprehend. As this profound sense of connection deepens, you feel yourself beginning to merge with the rhythm of the universe itself. Your breathing slows to match the cosmic breath, the eternal rhythm of expansion and contraction, giving and receiving, dreaming and manifesting. Each inhale connects you more deeply to the source of all creation. Each exhale releases you more completely from any remaining attachments to limitation or lack. You are breathing in harmony with galaxies and solar systems, with the rotation of planets and the dance of atoms, with the pulse of life that flows through all things. In this state of cosmic connection, you begin to receive what feels like downloads of information, not in words but in pure knowing, pure understanding. You understand that time itself is more fluid than you once believed, that your dreams are not bound by linear time but exist in a timeless realm where they are already complete and perfect, simply waiting for the right conditions to appear in your physical experience. You understand that these conditions are created not by external circumstances but by your internal state of readiness, worthiness, and alignment with your desires. You receive the knowing that every person you have ever met, every experience you have ever had, every challenge you have ever faced has been perfectly orchestrated to prepare you for this moment of awakening and for all the magnificent experiences that await you now. There have been no mistakes, no wasted time, no wrong turns. Everything has been part of a divine plan that you yourself participated in creating before you were born, a plan designed to help you remember your true nature and fulfill your highest potential in this lifetime. This understanding brings with it a profound sense of peace and trust in the perfection of your life path. You no longer need to second-guess your choices or worry about whether you are on the right track. You can trust that every step you take is guided by an intelligence far greater than your conscious mind, an intelligence that sees the bigger picture and is always moving you toward your highest good. This trust allows you to relax even more deeply, to let go of any remaining need to control outcomes, to surrender completely to the flow of grace that is always carrying you toward your dreams. As this surrender deepens, you notice that the water around you has become perfectly still, like a mirror reflecting not just the stars above but the infinite potential within you. In this perfect stillness, you can feel the presence of your future self, the version of you who has already manifested everything you are now dreaming of. This future self reaches across time and space to embrace you, to whisper encouragement, to remind you that what you are seeking is also seeking you, that your dreams are not distant goals but present realities that are already forming in the quantum field of possibility. Your future self shares with you the knowing that every desire in your heart is a message from your soul about what you are meant to experience in this lifetime. These desires are not random wants or wishful thinking but sacred assignments, opportunities for growth and joy and contribution that have been specifically chosen for you. When you honor these desires and take steps toward manifesting them, you are fulfilling your soul's purpose and serving the highest good of all. As you receive this wisdom from your future self, you feel a deep sense of excitement and anticipation about what lies ahead. The fears and doubts that once made the future seem uncertain or threatening have been completely dissolved, replaced by a knowing that your future is bright beyond your wildest dreams. You can feel the magnetic pull of wonderful experiences, loving relationships, abundant opportunities, and joyful adventures that are even now arranging themselves to appear in your life at exactly the right moments. This excitement naturally begins to settle into a profound peace as you realize that you don't need to worry about how or when your dreams will manifest. Your role is simply to remain aligned with your desires, to feel worthy of receiving them, to stay open to the many ways they might appear, and to trust in the perfect timing of the universe. Everything else is being handled by forces that love you more than you can imagine and want your happiness even more than you do. As this peace deepens, you feel yourself naturally beginning to drift toward the shores of sleep. But this is not ordinary sleep. This is the sleep of someone who knows they are loved, supported, and destined for extraordinary experiences. This is the sleep of someone who has released all resistance to their good and is now allowing their dreams to flow to them with ease. This is the sleep of a conscious creator who understands that rest itself is a form of creation, allowing the universe to work on their behalf while they recharge and renew. Your breathing becomes even slower and more rhythmic now, each breath a prayer of gratitude, each exhale a release of anything that might still be clinging to the old ways of being, each inhale a welcoming of the magnificent life that is now your reality. The ocean around you seems to be breathing with you, its gentle rhythm perfectly synchronized with your own, reminding you that you are never separate from the source of all creation but are always an integral part of the divine dance of existence. As you surrender completely to sleep, you feel the ocean gently carrying you toward dreams that will continue the work of integration and manifestation throughout the night. These will not be ordinary dreams but prophetic visions of your unfolding future, healing journeys that continue to clear away any remaining traces of limitation, and joyful celebrations of the magnificent life you are now living. When you wake, you will remember not necessarily the specific details of these dreams but the feeling of them, the sense of excitement and possibility and deep knowing that your life has fundamentally shifted in the most beautiful way. In this final stage of your journey tonight, you feel yourself becoming one with the infinite ocean of pure consciousness from which all things arise and to which all things return. In this space of ultimate unity, there is no separation between the dreamer and the dream, between the manifester and the manifestation, between the desire and its fulfillment. You are all of it, and all of it is you, and from this place of complete oneness, you know with absolute certainty that everything you have asked for is already yours, simply waiting for the perfect moment to reveal itself in your physical experience. Sleep now, beloved Creator. Sleep in the absolute knowing that you are cherished beyond measure by the universe that birthed you, supported in ways you cannot even imagine by forces that work constantly on your behalf, and destined for experiences of love, joy, abundance, and fulfillment that exceed your current ability to conceive them. Sleep, and let every moment of rest be a moment of receiving, every dream be a preview of coming attractions, every breath be a confirmation that you are worthy of every blessing that exists in all the realms of possibility.